I always forget that the West Village Housing Works has some pretty cool stuff. It's such a small one too. This is one of the smallest housing works. You guys got any sales today on clothes? No sales today? All right, we're looking for name brands. Bergdorf. This is Martin Margiela. Oversized chore coat. But it's priced at 180, so they already know. Oh, whoa. I've actually never found a Rubinacci before. One of the best tailors in the world. Very rare to find. I'm buying it. Damn. Whew. Yeah, I got a little rush there. So we just found a double-breasted, unstructured linen blazer by Rubinacci, which is a Naples tailor and one of the best in the world, to be honest. Look at the structure of this. I mean, it's just incredible. I mean, look at those handmade buttons. Oh, this little design, sprezzatura. It's beautiful. I'm tingling. I really am. And it's a perfect color for right now. It's on trend. This is brand new. I don't think it's ever been worn. Now, housing works are good to find stuff, but people know about it, so it's priced accordingly. Even though $150 is still a steal for this, it's still $150, right? So you're not gonna get the best deals, but this new, oh, $3,000?
3,000? What?
Yeah. This is that Rubinacci jacket that we found at Housing Works in the West Village for $150. Retails for about 2,000 plus. I'm not really sure. Very cool find. You just don't find Rubinacci. I've never found one. Usually you don't, because for the most part he's a tailor and you got to go get it handmade. This is a off-the-rack collection with the Rake, the magazine, the online gentleman's behemoth, all the hallmarks of an Italian blazer that you want, which is working buttonholes, it's unstructured, it's lightweight, it's made out of really heavy-duty linen. You know, I've worn this 3 times now, and you can see how these rolls here, that's a good sign of fabric. And it's going to like kind of mold to your body over time. You can sprezzatura it up in terms of just making it your own. Sprezzatura is that Italian term for the art of effortlessness. Doing things your way because you've already mastered everything about fashion, so you want to switch it up a little bit. Rolling up a sleeve like this, popping your collar, buttoning this button instead of the middle button, right? But making it look like exactly like it was meant to be. Like you don't care. You're just going to do it your own, you're going to make it your own, and you're going to rock it. And you're going to be comfortable in it, and that's sprezzatura. We'll go to lunch. I'll take you to one of my favorite Filipino little grocery stores that my aunt takes me to all the time. And she has this little table downstairs she eats at. And so I guess I grandfathered in on that. I'm back. So this is what I usually get here. This is all their fish. And this is my favorite, the bangus. It's Filipino fish that's marinated in garlic and vinegar and soy sauce, like everything else around here. Okay, follow me. Oh. Hey guys. Isn't this incredible? Look at that guy. The rice, this is like someone's kitchen. You even have a TV. This is just a spice vinegar. And then you just like this. I'm Christian Ablang. We're in the East Village at Johnny Airmart, and we are eating bangus and egg rolls for lunch today. I'm a Cleveland guy. I'm Midwest from head to toe. When I grew up, I started watching Seinfeld. It made me realize that that's the life I wanted. I don't know what it was, but I wanted every day to be like a Seinfeld episode. And that's all the thinking I had coming to New York. The first time I came in '96, I had no job, I had no place to stay. I slept in Port Authority for one night. I called my friend Allie Bergman, and I stayed on her couch for 2 months before I found a place in the East Village. I went to the place where I had applied to do an internship, which was MR Magazine. MR Magazine is the menswear retailing trade publication, like DNR, Women's Wear Daily. I showed up. I told them I'd send an application. I wanted to do an internship with them. They were surprised, but since I was already there, they hired me. It was just pre-digital. All we had was magazines and newspapers and word of mouth. It allowed me to enter the industry in a way that I never would have a chance before, because the people I were working for didn't want to go to the fashion shows anymore because they were so over it. Which was great because they just gave me the tickets. And as a 22-year-old here in New York for the first time, I got to sit front row at all these fashion shows like Tommy Hilfiger and Ralph Lauren, and I didn't really know what I was doing. But they gave me that opportunity to really throw me in the fire and learn all this and meet all these designers and do articles on them and see their design processes. And that experience over 3 months, and I knew what I was supposed to do. I basically had the best time of my life in 3 months. Okay, so our first two stops in the East Village are Buffalo Exchange and Tokyo Joe. I'm not introducing things to people that don't know already. Everyone knows these shops, but it's what you're looking for. You got to pick the right stuff. Ooh. All right, so I'm just gonna rifle through like I do. I guess that flashing bulb moment went off for me in 2005. I was working corporate jobs and director of sales and, you know, the stuff that pays the bills. And I hated it. I absolutely hated every moment I worked in an office cubicle or anything like that. You know, back then I still thought, well, you know, it's work. But I think over the years, I realized I just don't like working in any kind of confined environment. And I had to find an alternative source of revenue that I could do. And the one thing I found in 2005 was I could flip clothes. My education and living in New York and working in trade publications and following magazines, I knew all the fashion brands, at least for men's, and I decided, let's try to sell this stuff online and see what happens. And sure enough, things were selling really easily. And I thought I found something that no one else had found. Although I knew people were selling, but it was just nowhere near what it was today. The market has changed dramatically in the last 15 years. But when you're talking about 20 years ago, I could find old vintage Dior and Helmut Lang and Izzy Miyake, Yohji Yamamoto. I mean, the stuff that I was finding back then was incredible. After doing this for a year, I like, wow, I could really just do this alone. If I dedicated all my time to it, I could feasibly make a living and not have to work for anyone else. And that was my whole goal. Yes, finally. Wrangler in itself isn't that expensive, but when you look at the silhouette and you look at like the distressing on it right here, it's a full leg. It's not that bad. It's a color that people are wearing right now. This will sell. I mean, this is just a great vintage 70s jean right here. Nothing fancy. You can find them, but there's one right there. $12. My first recollection of fashion was watching Michael Jackson at the Apollo in 1983, doing the moonwalk for the first time. And going out the next day and buying penny loafers and jeans where I could see the white socks and some kind of jacket that resembled a Michael Jackson Thriller. And I practiced the moonwalk for hours every single day to master it. But doing that, I also found that fashion was such a big part of that. The shoes and just the way he moved and everything about it. It just intrigued me. And in fact, from that day forward, which was like 5th grade or something, started marking down the clothes I wore every single day. I had a whole calendar just so I wouldn't repeat so many. It just kind of grew from there. I think for a lot of fashion people, you don't even know you have an interest in it. This red jacket is just a probably 1980s champion made in the USA corduroy varsity jacket, but in pretty decent shape. You could look at the ribbing here, a little stain there, but that's all right. Overall, it's really good condition for a made in the USA champion. But what I have in store for this one is I have a big Ohio State varsity letter that I've been just meaning to find the right jacket for, and I think I did just find it. My first fashion icon was Michael Jackson because he danced the way I wanted to dance, and he wore clothes that in a way were simplistic but also garnered attention. From there, kind of started morphing into streetwear. When Yo MTV Raps came out and LL Cool J and Eric B and Rakim and EPMD and these guys just had a look that I wanted to emulate from Cleveland, because we didn't have that style here. And it was all in New York. Dapper Dan was in New York, and he was making all of those pieces that we wanted for his kids in Cleveland, Ohio. So I started to dress in a streetwear style. Sweatpants, Public Enemy t-shirts, British Knights, Raiders stuff from NWA. It seems a little weird now because everyone dresses like that, but back in the 80s, it was a very new thing. People looked at you different if you wore stuff like that, and people didn't understand the whole culture of hip hop yet. All of my favorite fashion icons were someone that came from the hip hop era. This is one of those stores that I can come here 10 times, never find anything, and then one day you find a couple amazing pieces. I mean, not that these are amazing, but there's something. You know, sometimes I wish I didn't know fashion. It'd be so much easier. Go get a normal job. Pays better. All right, one store down. Thank you. So we're here at Buffalo Exchange on 26th Street in Chelsea. Parsons is right down the street, which is good because all these fashion students come in and buy their stuff or sell their stuff. Hey there, let's go. Okay, let them there, let's go here. I've never seen a French fry hat. So sometimes you can find some really cool stuff. This is a Harris tweed. I mean, everyone loves Harris tweed. LL Bean did it. $130. That's nothing there. Denim vests tend to sell. This one is not too bad, actually. So what we have here is a Lee, made in USA, customized. These aren't the oldest patches or anything, but it's pretty cool. Let's hold on to it. These are one of these old brands. I don't know if you remember Band of Outsiders. Very great brand, and just suddenly went out of business. Once in a while, you'll still find this. This was made by Martin Greenfield, who just passed away, one of the best tailors in all of New York. He made all of Band of Outsiders jackets. Not many people remember Band of Outsiders, not enough to make it collectible. I wish it was. I like the brand. You can buy Marc Jacobs collection, which is wildly expensive in stores, and you can find that stuff on eBay for pennies. I don't know what it is. Some brands sell better than others for whatever reason, even though the quality is there. I guess it's a little bit of hype. So when I'm shopping, I tend to look at these bigger items, the sweaters, the coats, boots, because that's where you're gonna make your money. T-shirts can be cool, but everyone's selling vintage tees. It's not a whole lot of money there, especially the ones that are already found. This is Etro, Italian brand again. Does wild designs. Not extremely expensive on the secondhand market, but the quality is amazing. So this is an interesting piece here. Brooks Brothers. This is a collaboration they did with Tom Brown back in the day called Black Police. This collection's still sought after, weirdly. 36 bucks? No, not good enough. And maybe 10 years ago, these would sell really easily, but no one wants to wear button downs anymore. It's a harder sell. These kids don't want to wear anything with buttons. Thank you. Okay. All right, look at that. Quick, in and out. We got one piece, which isn't bad. See you around. You know, they say more people visit Katz's than the Statue of Liberty. It's true. Oh,
Sure. We don't fully get pictures from her.
yeah. What's up, Booba? How you doing? You're looking good. I used to work at Katz's, yeah. After my divorce, I wanted something completely different. I needed to get out of the house and talk to people again and get back just get back to society, because I was so depressed, kind of. And Katz's did everything for me. It really did. It was the best job experience I ever had. Menswear shopping can become very solitary. You're just going through clothes by yourself with earphones in all day long. So you could go days without even talking to people. And for me, I couldn't have done that. I just needed more community. So, you know, I joined Katz's at a really interesting time in my life. I never experienced anything like that ever. I think the only reason I'm so good at what I do at Ludlow is because I had about a year and a half at Katz's that just threw me in the fire with everything about Lower East Side restaurant life. And that was about the craziest 18 months I've had, to be honest. It tested me in every way. But to come out of it in one piece with lifelong friends over there is the best. You don't just go and get jobs at Katz's. You gotta know people. It's very close-knit, generations of family. But in my complex over here, there was a cutter named Jerry, and we got to know each other, and he asked me if I was looking for any work and if I wanted to work at Katz's, and it just was at the right time for me. And so he used his name and got me in, and that was it. Interview lasted about 15 seconds. So a cutter is a guy that works his way up within Katz's and becomes one of the main 7 guys up there, the world famous cutters that are behind the counter cutting the meat when you walk into Katz's. Every TikTok video you see is of cutters cutting the meat. Those are the showmen, and those are the guys that make the most money. But they're, you know, New York City royalty in a way. It's the last ones of a kind. No one cuts it like that. You know, I work over here. This is a Ludlow hotel, coolest hotel. I'm what you call the lobby ambassador. Made up name, but a true title. Let's say hello. Oh, wow. Wow.
What's going on?
This is my other 4 days a week hunts. This is where I get all my social activity. I love being a host too.
See ya.
Later, guys. Later, Alan. Oh.
With the ponytail.
It stays in somehow. Later. Yo.
This for your thing?
Yeah. Well, how you been? Tony, yeah.
So great to see you.
Oh, thank you.
Side legend. Lower East Side legend.
Oh, don't Instagram it up. I don't care about that stuff. These 2 guys, Charles and Gunther, do it. They do it right. Look at all this stuff. They have all the good stuff, every single thing. There's people that specialize in sports, and like they do, you know, I specialize in menswear, suits and stuff.
We got suits. Is this for the documentary about your life?
It's not about my, we're just messing around.
Oh, you told me. Should have picked up my Netflix.
I'll see you guys. I've moved to and from New York 4 times right now. I don't think I could do it again. I don't think they'd accept me back. But I got a good apartment. I live in a good neighborhood and I live a fun life, an interesting life. I've always wanted children. That didn't happen. You take what life gives you, but man, I gotta say, I think I've been pretty lucky somehow. Living in New York, I just don't think I'd have it any other way at this point. I need to be active now, all the time. New York becomes part of your blood.